In 2010, the world had witnessed attacks on teachers on public schools led to the killing of 3, and other 3 teachers were massively injured, almost dead. These attacks were in October 2010, that is the start of the school year, and it was located in 4 cities close to each other. And these cities were in complete shock and terror. All the women were in great fear, and especially the teachers, and many others started to spread rumors, and that's what made this case more terrifying and more popular amongst all people. It was a Wednesday, 13th of October 2010. A teacher named Fatima did not attend her classes. The teacher was living all by herself. The teacher Fatima was found dead in her apartment in that same day. Her small body was found in her apartment full of stabs in the neck and in the chest. The investigations made by the police found some testimonies that says that the teacher was seen on Tuesday the 9th of October 2010 speaking to a woman in the door of the school, to a woman that she was begging to the teacher to help her. The witnesses said that this woman, she was not one of the neighboring women, and she said that her husband had thrown her out after beating her, and she had no one here, no family, and she is in desperate need for someone to stay with her until she figure herself out. The teacher was a kind-hearted woman. She felt sympathy for her condition, the bruises on her face and everything, and she agreed to stay with her. She thought that the woman can to fill the void and to help her in the chores. The investigation of the police showed that the woman attacked the teacher on her bedroom after she was asleep, and she attacked her with a knife, multiple stabs in her chest and neck, before robbing all valuable things, jewelry, anything that has value, and she disappeared, leaving behind her a dead body. And when the police were investigating this case and taking prints and everything, another crime happened in the nearest city. Another teacher was killed. She was living all by herself. She was killed the same, multiple stabs in the chest area. When the investigators came, they knew that this crime happened the same exact way as the previous crime. The fingerprints showed that the women behind the first murder was the same in the second murder. The zone of terror is now bigger and bigger in these areas and cities. And now it is obviously that the women, or the teachers to be specific, and especially those that live alone, are the targeted ones. After a few days, another crime happened. Another teacher in the same exact scenario in the nearby city. Seems that the terror is spreading all over these cities. Some other incidents also happened in the nearby city. Some other teachers were under attack, and they were massively injured by one or more attackers. If the crime is repeated in a place, it led to speculations and rumors, and these rumors are mixed with reality, and no one will believe where is the reality and where is the fiction and rumor. And the result is the people start freaking out, and they won't relax or calm down until the criminal or the perpetrator is captured. The police are doing everything they can to get to calm the people down and bring back faith on the police. And now the police are doing everything they can to maintain order and to bring back the people's faith on the police. There was a plan to capture these perpetrators, and that's by combining and joining all the administrative departments to make one simple plan or a trap. That's what happened. In the 26th of October 2010, a meeting took place in that day with the presence of the high authorities of police and also of education. The meeting ended by agreeing on one simple plan: to plant these women inside of schools as teachers. The chosen police women had to be the same quality of the deceased teachers, singles or divorced and lived alone, and to be small and a bit short women. The police women are now in place in the chosen schools, and they are waiting for the perpetrator to make its move. But unfortunately, 2 weeks later, and no word and nothing happens. The tension is now higher and higher, and no results are making the police look in a bad way. And the talks of people are getting more and more inside of the mind of the police. Words such as they are lazy, they are incapable of catching a perpetrator is getting inside of the heads of the police officers and workers. Until one evening, when one of the police officers planted in the school, and while she was leaving the school, she was stopped by a woman. By looking at her dress and her face, she seemed to be facing a lot of troubles and problems. Police were notified, and they sensed that an attack will occur to this lady, to this teacher. That's why they did all the precautions. Of course, all the planted teachers, police officers planted as teachers, they were given wireless devices to keep on contact with their bosses. The orders were clear. No one intervened until the whole crime is finished. And when this happens, the police officer should go to the marketplace to buy something. That will be a signal for getting ready and observing and waiting for the right moment. The lady entreated and begged the woman that she thought it is a teacher. She begged her to stay with her in her home, in her house, for only one night until the morning, because she wants to go to her family in another city, but there is no train. At that time, the officer showed her that she is a bit of hesitating, but she agreed after the other woman told her about her condition, and the police officer showed her that she bought her story. So she accepted to stay with her one night. They did not go straight to home, but they went to the marketplace first. The team caught the signal and they were ready in full force. In her house there were some spying equipment, can hear and see whatever happened in that house. After a few hours, teacher went to bed after giving her the bed outside of her room. The lights went off. After a few seconds, a light came out of the house, went on from a torch, and the team caught that another light from across the street went on as a response to that torch. It is clear now that the woman does not work alone. In the bedroom, the teacher was fully ready for the decisive moment. The woman crashed the bedroom and in her hand a knife from the kitchen, but in great speed. The teacher or the officer took the knife and she put her down and put the handcuffs on her and put a duct tape on her mouth, and she gave her team a response to intervene. The captain responsible for the case or the operation told her to send a message or a response by the torch to the window across the street that the woman had. And in a few seconds after the woman sending the signal, another signal came out as a response. In their camouflaged car, the team saw a guy came out of that house going straight to the other house, and when he wanted to break in to the house, the officer surprised him as the same as she did with the woman and put him down and handcuffed him also. One of the team remember the face of that guy in the marketplace. He was going after them while she was buying her needs. They were taken to the police department and they were into a deep search, and at the end they confess everything. Now, after capturing these two, the teachers can finally go and take a good night's sleep.